La Yashala. Imadium, which means to stand. Wapanyaquadam, which means turn and face the east. Sar. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamga, Yahweh, Malapaka, Daba'a, Ratazah, Hayah, Shaba, Ratazah, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathanawa, Lakam, Cow, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kawa Wap Nawa, Kasalak Lanawa, Salaki, Kasalak Nawa, Kawa Wap Yanawa, Wala'a, Dabaya Nawa, Banasayawan, Abal, Habashaya Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalak Wap, Wa'ala, Wahat the Parat, Iwalamyam, Aman. In English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Hakat, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh, Babakashah, Nathan Lanawa, Hakat, La Pa'a, Kal Makala, Wakal Madawa, Hakat, La Tahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakat, La Hakwim, Hamathim, Hakat, Awakawa, Latama'ala, Lagar Shan, by Hashem Yahweh, the Wada Aman, in English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out, in the name of Yahweh, thank you, so be it. Prayer to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh, Barak Lanawa, Wayasha'ala, Waha, by Yapsapayim, Barak, Rapah, Magun, Hagun, by Hashem Yahweh, the Wada Aman. What we just said was, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahweh, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'a, Ayanya, Al-Haharya, Ma'ayanya, Ba'a, Isaiah, Ma'ayim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Waharatazah, Ayadan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a, Yakhayaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Apnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaka, Wabaaka, Maida, Wa'ai, Awalam, Aman. In English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Damayalaka, Al-Fakarash, wa Al-Fashakwat, Al-Kayahana, Al-Yabika, Yahama Yawan, wa Mashanaka, Nasha'a, wa Ra'ash, Al-Imaka, Yarayama, Sawad, wa Yatayai Tazawa, Al-Tazat Pawanyaka, Omarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakido, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yashala, Aiwad, Kaya, Nawai Tazawa, La Bihadwa, Alyaka, Barya, Yakarafwa, Ahoya, Arawam, Wayashamaoyam, Mawaaba, Wahagarium, Gabal, Waimawan, Waimalak, Palashap, I'm Yashabia, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Haya, Wazarwai, Labayalawat, Salai, Shalaham, Kamadium, Kasayasara, Kayabia, Bunakal, Koyashwan, Neshamadwa, Bayanda Ra, Haya, Daman, La Dama, Shayadama, Nediama, Wakai Rab, Wakazahaba, Wakazabat, Wakatazamanai, Kalnasaya Kamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Naya Rashad, Lanawa, Ah, Nawab, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayadama, Kagagala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Kaash, Debrayara, Wakalahaba, Dalahat, Haryam, Khan, Theradapma, Basaarka, Wabasawapatka, Dabahalom, Malaa, Panyahom, Kwawan, Waya Bakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya Baawa, Idi, Waya Gaparwa, Waya Bada, Waya Daiwa, Kaya, Da Shamka, Yahawa, Labaka, Al Yawan, Al Kal, Rataza, Aman, in the English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off and be in a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asa also is joined with them. They have hope of the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them, as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kasan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Areb, and like Zeb, yea, all the princes as Zabah, and as Zamuna, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. So be it. Sar, which means to turn. Yeshabi, which means to be seated. Alright. We're going to pick up where we left off last week. Make sure this thing is going. We're going to pick up where we left off last week, which is the book of Genesis, chapter 15, verse 11. Let me get there real quick. Alright, here we go. Genesis chapter 15, verse 11 in the Hebrew. Wayarad hayat. So like it. Ha'ayat. Al. Hapagarium. Wayashab. Athom. Abarom. Verse 12. Wayahaya. Hashamash. Labawa'a. Rataradama. Rataradama, Napala, Al, Abarom, Wahana, Ayama, Kasha, Gadala, Napalath, Al Yawa. Verse 13. Wayamar la Barom, Yadai, Dadai, Kaya, Gar, Yahaya, Zara Ike, Ba'arataza, La'a, Lahom, Wa'ibada Wam, Wa'inawa, Athom, Arabai, Ma'awath, Shana. Verse 14. Wagom, Hagawa, Ya, Ashar, Ya'ibadwa, Dan, Anakya, Wa'akarya, Khan, Yatazawa, Barakash, got a wall. Verse 15. Wa'ata, Tabawa'a, Al, Abathya, Abathyak, Bashalom. Bashalom, Dakwabar, Basha Yaba, Tawaba. Verse 16. Water war, Rabayaya, Yashawa, Washayabwa, Hana, Kaya, La'a, Shalom, Iwa, Iwam, Ha'amaria, Hana. Verse 17. Wayahaya Hashamash Ba'a Wa'al-lata Haya Hayaha Wahana Danawar Aishan Walapayad Ash Ashar Ibar Bayan Hagazarium Hala. Alright. In the English, Genesis chapter 15, verse 11. And when the fowls came down upon the carcasses, hey, Shemai. And when the fowls came down upon the carcasses, Abram drove them away. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram. And lo, an horror of great darkness fell upon him. Verse 13. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. Verse 14. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance. Verse 15. And thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace. Thou shalt be buried in a good old age. Verse 16. But in the fourth generation they shall come hither again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. Verse 17. And it came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces. Let me check on YouTube real quick, make sure we too Alright, look like we good. Alright, back to the Hebrew. Genesis chapter 15, verse 18. Bayawam, Hahawa'a, Karath, Yahawa'ath, Abaram, Barayath, La Amar, Lazar, Ike, Nathathya, Ath, Ratazah, Haza'ath, Ma'ahar, Manahar, Matazarium, it's Egypt, Matazarium, Ide, Hanahar, Hagadal, Nahar, Parath. Verse 19. Haquayanya, Wa'ath, Haquanazia, Wa'ath, Haquadamanya. Verse 20. Wa'ath, Hakathia, Wa'ath, Haparzaya, Wa'ath, Harapa'athium. Verse 21. Wa'ath, Ha'amaria, Wa'ath, Hakananya, Wa'ath, Hagargashia, Wa'ath, Haya Bawamya. Genesis chapter 16, verse 1. Waiting for it to load. Here we go. Washarya, Shat, Abaram, La'a, Yalada, Lawa, Wala, Shapaka, Mataraza, that's Egyptian. Matazariyath, Washama, Hagar. Verse 2. Watha Amar, Sharyah, Al, Abaram, Hana, Na'a, Itarazanya, Yahweh, Maladath, Ba'a, Na'a, Al, Shapakathya, Awala, Awalaya, Abana, Mamana, Waya Shemai, Abarom, Lakwawal, Sharia. Verse 3. Watakwak, yeah. Sharia, Ashaf, Abarom, Hagar, Hamatazarayat, Hamatazarayim, Shapakatha, Makwataza, Aishar, Shanyom, La Shabath, Abarom, Barataza, Kanain, with the dun, Ata, La Abarom, Ayasha, Lawa, La Asha. Alright. In the English, Genesis chapter 15, verse 18. In the same day the Most High made a covenant with Abram, saying, Unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river of Euphrates. Verse 19. The Kenites and the Kenizzites and the Kadomanites and the Hittites and the Perizzites and the Rephaims. Verse 21, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Girgashites, and the Jebusites. Genesis chapter 16, verse 1. Now Sarai, Abram's wife, bare him no child, and she had an handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. Verse 2. And Sarai said unto Abram, Behold, now the Most High have restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go into my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai. Verse 3. And Sarai, I believe I'm saying that right. Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her handmaid, the Egyptian, after Abram, and dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife. Now, his sister right here didn't have a child, and she didn't think that she could have a child. So she gave her husband her handmaid. You understand? Because she was a hardcore sister. Now, I'm not saying that Abram had to take her, you know, to have a children, to bear children, but it just shows how strong sisters were in these times, how confident she was in herself and with her husband. She like, hell, if I can't have a baby here, take my handmaid and go, you know, give us a child. You understand? But, you know, she's still a woman at the end of the day, which we'll read further into the chapter. But I just wanted to point out, especially when, you know, you got fake Israelite groups like the IUIC that teach against polygamy, against much polygamy, because they are Christians, you understand? And they think that it's wrong for a man to have another woman when it's all in the Bible. And that's how the nation of Israel was built, through polygamy. You understand? So we have Hagar, the handmaid of Sarai, and she gave her to her husband, so, you know, he can bear children. You understand? So like I said, it just shows the confidence that this sister had, and it shows that, you know, women in our right mind didn't look at a man as cheating if he got another wife. You understand? That's Western culture. That comes from our oppressor. It comes from Roman customs and practices, monogamy. You understand? Our custom has always been polygamy. A man can have one wife, a man can choose not to have a wife, or a man can choose to have 10 wives. It's his choice. There's no sin in it. You just can't have another man's wife. You understand? But, you know, that's just, you know, the truth of the matter. So we're going to go back to the Hebrew, starting in Genesis chapter 16, verse 4. Wayaba'a, all, Hagar, Wata Har, Wata Ra'ah, Kaya, Haratha, Wata Qual, Gabaratha, Ba'ai Yanya. Verse 5. Wata Amar, Sharia, all, Abarom, Hama Saya Al Yak Anakia Ata Daya Shapakathya Bakayak Kwak. It's like it. That ain't right. Bakayaka Wata Ra'a Kaya Harata Wa'akwal Ba'ayanya Yashapat Yahweh Bayanya Wabayanyak. Verse 6. Wayamar Abarom Al Sharia Hana Shapa Kadak Bayadak Aishya Laha Hatawab Bayanyak Wata Ai Na Sharia Wada Barak Mapanya Verse 7. Wayamataza Mala Yahweh Al Ayan Hamayam Bama Dabar Al Ha'ayan Bada Rock Shawar. Verse 8. Wayamar Hagar Shapakat Sharia Ayah Maza Ba'a Wa'ana Dalakya Watamar Mapanya Sharia Gabarathya Anakya Barakath. Verse 9. Wayamar La Mala'ak Yahweh Shawabya Al Gabarathak Wahadanya Thakath Yada Ya. Verse 10. Wayamar La Mala'ak Yahweh Mahaba Araba Zarayak Wala'a Yasapar Marab. Alright, back to the English. Genesis chapter 16, verse 4. And he went into Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. Like I said, Sarai was still a woman at the end of the day. She was despised after she realized, like, dang, Hagar had a baby, and I didn't have a baby. Because it's nothing like, having your own child. You understand? You can go adopt a child, which is which can be a righteous deed. I would get counsel before I just go adopt children, but it could be a righteous deed, to get another brother or sister out of a bad situation. There's nothing wrong with adopting children, but it's still nothing like your own child. Meaning you could be a parent to any child as long as you keep the laws and do what a parent was required of a parent. But the connection really comes. It's a little different than what they say. It hit different when it's like your own child. That's what I'm trying to say. So she gave her handmaid to her husband, and she conceived and had a son, and she like, nah. And if you know Israelite customs, the firstborn, especially if it's a boy, gets the inheritance. You understand? So she's really like thinking back like, nah, I don't think that was a good idea. You understand? She started thinking about it. Let me keep reading verse 5. And Sarai said unto Abram, my wrong be upon me. I have given my maid into thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. The Most High judge between me and thee. You understand? This is a righteous sister, man. She said, let it be upon me the mistake. You understand? And the Most High judge between me and thee. Verse 6. But Abram said unto Sarai, behold, thy maid is in thy hand. Do to her as it pleaseth thee. And when Sarai dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. So she's dead, she like, look, listen here, Sarai, look, this ain't gonna work. You understand? I made a mistake. And her husband was like, you know, do us please. You understand? She went and checked her and let her know, like, listen, this is still my man. You know, I made a mistake, and you know that's gonna come back on me. But she despised this heathen because Hagar is a heathen. I believe she was an Egyptian. Is she an Egyptian? Hey. Cut it out. Get up there. She is an Egyptian, so she's not the children of Israel for one. So she's not a sister. She was a handmaid, and she was a heathen. So she's really looking like, look, this heathen that had this baby, which the baby still, well, he's definitely not an Israelite, Salakia. But, you know, he's Abraham's son. You understand, at this time. So she let her know. And then Hagar, you know, she took off. You understand? And this is what happened. And the angel of the Most High found her by a fountain of water in the wilderness, by the fountain in the way of Shur. And he said, Hagar, Sarai's maid, whence camest thou? He like, where are you going? And whither wilt thou go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai. Verse 9, and the angel of the Most High said unto her, return to thy mistress and submit thyself under her hands. He like, go back. Listen. Hey. Quiet. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, return to thy mistress and submit thyself under her hand. So the angel told Salakia, Hagar, to go back. You're like, what are you doing? Go back to your mistress. You understand? Verse 10, and the angel of the Lord said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered for multitude. So he's like, if you go do this, you understand, I'll give you this blessing. I'll bless you with this, that your seed will multiply exceedingly. You understand? That it shall not be numbered for multitude. So that's what he told Hagar. You understand? To go back. Now we're going to go back to the Hebrew. Genesis chapter 16, verse 11. Alright. Wayamar la mala'ak Yahweh Hanak Hara Waya Ladath Ban Wakwara Shamwa Washama'aya Allah Kaya Shemai Yahweh all Ainiyak. Verse 12. Wahawa Yahya Hara Adam Yadawa Bakal Wayad Kal Ban Wa'al Panya Kal Akiwa Yashakan. Verse 13. Watakwara Sham Yahweh Hada Bar Al Ya Ata Al Ra'aya Kaya Amara Hagam Halam Ra'ayathya Akarya Ra'aya. Verse 14. Al Kam Kwara Laba Amar Ba'ara Lachaya Ra'aya Hana Bayan Kodash Wabayan Barad. Verse 15. Alright. Watalad Hagar La Baram La Baram Ban Wayakora Abaram Sham Banya Ashar Yalada Hagar Yashama Allah. Verse 16. Wabaram Ban Shama Nayam Shana Washash Shanyam Baladath Hagar, Af, Yashima, Ayala, La Abaram. Genesis chapter 17, verse 1. Wayahaya, Baram, Ban, Dasha Ayam, Shana, Wata Shai, Shanyam, Waya Ra'a, Yahweh, Al, Abaram, Waya Mar, Al Yawa, Anaya, Al Sharaya, Hata Halak, Lapanya, Wayahaya, Damayam. Alright, going back to the English. Genesis chapter 16, verse 11. And the angel of the Most High said unto her, Behold, thou art with child, and shall bear a son, and shall call his name Ishmael, because the Most High have heard thy affliction. Verse 12. And he will be a wild man, his hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him, and he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. Verse 13. And she called the name of the Most High that spake unto her, Thou good seest me, thou power seest me. For she said, Have I also here looked after him that seeth me? Verse 14. Wherefore the well was called Bir Laharior. Behold, it is between Kadesh and Bered. Verse 15. And Hagar bare Abram a son, and Abram called his name, which Hagar bare Ishmael. Now Ishmael, for anybody who doesn't know, is the progenitor of the Arabs. You understand? This is where the Arabs come from, and they know they descend from Ishmael because they know their history. Unlike us, we don't know our history. We don't know we come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We don't know that we're Israelites. But the Arabs know that they're Ishmaelites. This is their biblical forefather, and this is the birth of him. And this is important because when we talk about pedigrees and lineage and the people who God chose and how we're supposed to separate from every other nation, it shows you that we shouldn't be Muslim. We shouldn't be in the nation of Islam. We shouldn't be Muslims. We shouldn't be trying to celebrate Ramadan and go around in Mecca circling the rock like Malcolm X. That is not our culture. That is the culture of the Ishmaelites, the Arabs, who we're reading about right now. You understand? And the Lord did keep his word. There are countless Ishmaelites and Arabs. There are all different type of Sunni Muslims and all different type of religions. And what was his name? Muhammad created their religion based off our culture. They got all those different guys and all those different beliefs and all those pagan and heathen customs and practices. You understand? Ishmael is doing fine. They got Dubai. They over there got all that oil. They are rich and wealthy and have power, unlike us, because they worship their power. They serve their God. They have brotherhood, and we don't. You understand? We want to join ourselves with them, when we should be joining ourselves with each other. But all blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians should be joining together. You understand? So let me read verse 16 again. And Abram was 86 years old when Hagar bare Ishmael to Abram. Genesis chapter 17, verse 1. And when Abram was 90 years old and 9, the Most High appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the almighty power. Walk before me and be thou perfect. You understand? He told Abram to be thou perfect. Walk before me and be thou perfect. And what is being perfect in the Bible? Keeping all of God's laws. That's how you be blameless. Keeping God's laws. That's what Abram did. That's why the Most High was dealing with him, and he chose him. You understand? He seen the strength in Abram. He seen the loyalty and discipline in Abram. He seen that he was fit to build his nation, choose him to build his nation in the legacy of Israel after, man. You understand? That's what we should try to be doing now, is walking perfect, being blameless, and following the Most High. Following our King Christ Yahushua. You understand? Alright, so we're going to go back into the Hebrew. Genesis chapter 17, verse 2. Wa'atana bara yathya baya naya wabaya nak wa'ara ba awathak ba ma salaki ba ma'ad Ma'ad. Verse 3. Wayapal, Abarom, Al, Panayawa, Wayadabar, Athawa, Alaya Hayom, La Amar. Verse 4. Anya, Hana, Barayathya, Athak, Wahayayat, La'ab, Hamawan, Goyom. Verse 5. Wala'a, Yakwara, Iwad, Ab, Shamak, Abarom, Wahaya, Shamak, Abaraham, Kaya, Ab, Hamawan, Gawa Yom, Nathathayak. Verse 6. Wahaparathia, Athak, Ba'amad, Amad, Salaki Ma'ad, Wanathayak. Hold on, let me see. Wanathayak. Lagoyom, Wamalak Mamak, Yatazawa. Verse 7. Wahakwamathya, Barayathya, Bayananya, Wabayan, Zarayak, Akaryak, Ladarathum, Labarayath, Awalom, Lahawayawath, Hayom, Walazarai, Larazaraik, Akarayak. Verse 8. Alright. Wanathya, Lat, Walazarik, Akaryak, Arataza, Magaryak, Kar, Arataza, Kanain, La'achazat, Iwalom, Wahayathya, Lahom, La'alahayom. That's it. Alright. In the English. Genesis chapter 17, verse 9. And the Most High said unto Abraham, Thou shalt keep my covenant, therefore, thou and thy seed. Oh, Salaki, I jumped ahead. Genesis chapter 17, verse 2. And I will make my covenant between me and thee, and will multiply thee exceedingly. Verse 3. And Abram fell on his face, and the Most High talked with him, saying, As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be called Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee. Verse 6. And I will make thee exceeding fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. Verse 7. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in their generations for an everlasting covenant, to be a power unto thee and to thy seed after thee. And I will give unto thee and to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan for an everlasting possession, and I will be their power. You understand? Get the Lord a hand for that. He said he's dealing with Abraham. You understand? So his name got changed from Abram to Abraham. And the Lord made this covenant between Abraham and himself, the Most High. So in this covenant, he said, I'm going to be a power unto you. You understand? He's going to increase. You're going to be fruitful and increase exceedingly. There are going to be kings that come out of this nation. So the nation of Israel, the nation that he's talking about is the nation of Israel. And if you read, a good precept for this will be Psalms chapter 147, 19 and 20. You know what I'm saying? He showed his word unto Jacob and his statutes unto Abraham. I'm paraphrasing. He have not dealt so with any other nation. He didn't give it to the Ishmaelites. He didn't give it to the Moabites, the so-called white man, the Africans. He gave it to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Because we come out of Abraham. We're the 12 lost tribes of Israel. So he made a covenant with us. He made a covenant with our forefather. So we have to come back and learn and unlearn everything we learned in the world. What they taught us, that we were African, that we were niggas. You understand? That we was just the color black, or we was Afro-American or African-American. Those are all lies told to us by our oppressor to keep us in captivity, to keep us lost, to keep us, breaking God's laws. Because we don't know to keep God's laws, because we don't know that we're God's chosen people. And then they tell us that we're Christian. You go ask some brother in the world what's his nationality, he's going to tell you his nationality is Christian. I don't see no color. But let me tell you something. For any Christian to think that the Most High God doesn't see color, you are ignorant of the Most High God. Because he made everything with the color. He made every nation with a color. He made every nation have a certain look. He made the 12 tribes to look a certain way. Because the Most High God looks a certain way. Our King Christ looked a certain way. And color is in the Bible. You can just read it. All you have to do is read the Bible. It's in there. Jesus was a so-called black man. The Most High God is a so-called black man. Our forefathers were so-called black men. Our foremothers were so-called black women. And when I say black, I'm talking about blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. I'm just using what they call us because it's based off our conditions, the reason they call us black. And all blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, we're in the worst conditions all throughout the planet Earth, no matter where you go and where you look. So here you have it, that the Most High God made a covenant with Abraham, and he changed his name and said he's going to be his power. He's not going to do it for any other nation but us. That's why we have to come back together, as the book in Zephaniah says, chapter 2, verse 1. You understand? But yeah, that's the end of that. All right, we're going to get back into the Hebrew. Genesis chapter 17, verse 9. وَيَمَارْ عَلَى هَيَمْ أَوْ أَبَرَهَمْ وَأَدَا بَرَيَثْيَا دَشَمَارْ أَدَا وَزَرَيْك أَكَرَيَك لَدَرَثَمْ. Verse 10. Za'ath Barayathya Ashar Dashamarwa Bayanya Wabaya Nayakum. Hold on. Wabaya Nayakum Wabayan Zaraik Akara Hamawa Lakom Kal Zakar. Verse 11. Wanamalathum Ath Bashar Aralatakum Wahaya La'awat Baraya Bayanya Wabayanyakum. Yeah, Wabayanyakum. Verse 12. Waban Shamanab Yam Yamawal, Lakum, Kal, Zakar, Lada Rathyakum, Yala Yad, Salaki, Yalagi, Yala Yad, Bayat, Wamakwa Na, Kwasap, Makal, Ban, Nakar, Ashar, La'a, Mazara, Ike, Hawa'a. Verse 13. Hamawal, Yamawal, Yawa, Salaki, Yala Yad, Baya Dak, Wamakwa Na, Kasapak, Wahaya Da, Baraya, Barayathya, Babashakam, Labarayat, Iwalom. Verse 14. Wa I Rala, Zakar, Ashar, La'a, Yamawal, Bashar, Irala, Lafwa, Wana Karath, Wana Karath, Wana Karath, Wana Kartha, Hanapash, Hahawa, Ma'ai Maya, Barayathya, Hapar. Verse 15. Wayamar, Alya, Alahayam, Al, Abaraham, Sharya, Ashadak. Ashadak, La'a, Dakwara, Shema, Sharaya, Kaya, Shara, Shema. Alright. Genesis chapter 17, verse 9. And the Most High said unto Abraham, Thou shalt keep my covenant therefore, thou and thy seed after thee in their generations. Verse 10. This is my covenant, which ye shall keep between me and you and thy seed after thee. Every man, every man child among you shall be circumcised, and ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be a token of the covenant betwixt me and you. Verse 12. And he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you, every man child in your generations, he that is born in the house or brought with money of any stranger, which is not of thy seed. Verse 13. He that is... Go upstairs. And he that is in... Salakia, verse 12. And he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you, every man child in your generations, he that is born in the house or brought with money for a stranger, which is not of thy seed. Verse 13. He that is born in thy house and he that is bought with thy money must needs be circumcised, and my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant. So the circumcision is a reminder of the covenant that Abraham had with the Most High God. You understand? That's why we get circumcised on the 8th day, the men. So that's what the circumcision represents. You understand? Verse 15. And the Most High said unto Abraham, As for Sarai, thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall her name be. You understand? So the sister's name got changed as well. Abraham's wife. Alright, so let's go back to the Hebrew. Genesis chapter 17, verse 16. Wabara Kathya Atha Wagam Wana Salaki Nathathya Mamana Lak Ban Wabara Kathya Wahaya Da Lagawa Yom Malakya